Hello everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. So I'll just briefly introduce myself if this is your first time checking out my channel. So my name is Zoe Jean from Zoe Jean Coaching, and I'm an anxiety and mindset coach for women, helping women to heal their anxiety from all over the world. And I help them heal their anxiety through using the Rewrite Your Anxiety method, which incorporates everything you need to be able to heal your anxiety in a long-term, sustainable, approachable way, right? You need mindset work, you need body connection work, you need nervous system regulation work, and you need building sustainable habits. So all four of those are crucial on your healing journey. You know, if you don't rewire the programs in your subconscious mind, then you're going to keep showing up in the same way, and you're going to keep self-sabotaging in anything new that you start to do. You obviously need to be connected to your body to be able to listen to your body and understand what your body needs and to be overall healthy and well. You need to be able to regulate your nervous system so you can feel safety and peace and calm, and therefore be able to actually go out and do things and learn things and experience things because you actually feel safe. That's a need that we all need. We need that safety, and we need to be able to feel calm and at peace to be able to live well, right? So you need to have a regulated nervous system, and then you need to be able to have positive, sustainable habits, because if you've only got negative habits, then those negative habits are going to keep controlling your life, because everything we do all comes from a habit. So if you've got all negative habits, you're not going to really get any far, right? So you also need positive habits. So basically, throughout my programs and throughout the Rewrite Your Anxiety method, I help women master their mindset, build a deep connection with their body, regulate their nervous system, and build sustainable habits. So thank you all so much for joining. Come say hi in the comments and let me know where you're from and what brings you to this video. And today I'm actually going to be talking about habits. So I'm curious. Are you aware of what your current habits are? Sometimes, you know, we do something over and over again that it just becomes so unconscious that we have no idea that we're actually doing it. And that's what makes negative habits even so much harder to remove, because we don't even know that we're doing them. So I really invite you to take the time to dive deep and actually come up with what your top habits are, like your top habits in general you do. And this can include the positive ones and the not so positive ones. And once you've done that, I want you to take a look at what the not so positive ones are, what the negative ones are. And once you're aware of what the negative ones are, you're only like, you might think, oh my God, that's such a negative habit. Why am I doing that? Why would I do that? Even though it's a negative habit, you're still getting something out of it. Our body and mind isn't stupid. It doesn't do something unless it's serving us in one way. Think of people that are alcoholics or smoke or take drugs or overeat. Like I was a heavy overeater. That was my source. So you're only doing that because it's a negative habit, but you're doing it because it gives you something. It gives you something. Like eating gave me joy and happiness that I didn't get elsewhere. And probably smoking probably releases people's stress and maybe gives them, you know, a bit of happiness as well. And maybe it just helps them get out of their head for a little bit while maybe they're focusing on smoking it, you know. Like every negative habit we have, we're still getting something out of it. So, you know, it's about realizing what all your negative habits are. And then, you know, once you know what your negative habits are, it's about asking yourself, what are these negative habits giving me? And then how can I get what these negative habits are giving me in a new positive habit? Because you're more likely to be able to get rid of a negative habit if you can get the same benefit that negative habit was giving you in a new positive habit. So for example, when it comes to smoking, maybe you could start with vaping. Maybe vaping would be similar to smoking, but it's still but healthier, and it would give you maybe the same benefit. Or maybe if smoking just gives you that sense of, you know, peace, you know, of releasing your stress, what else could give you that sense of peace and releasing stress? What else maybe could you if it's something that, if it's because you like sucking on something, what else could you know that you suck on to kind of help with that, right? So it's always about just seeing what you can come up with to do instead of the negative habit. And of course, it's not as simple as just start to do something else and it's all rainbows and sunshine. Like when it comes to creating new habit, it takes a long time. It takes a long time to build a new habit, and it takes a long time to destroy an old one. And it also depends, right? Sometimes certain habits are easier to create than others, but generally negative habits are quite difficult to destroy. So it's also about knowing to, you know, take your time here and know that it's not going to be easy, and just put little steps in process to help you start to create more fulfilling, better habits and destroy the old positive ones as well. And another thing that you can look at doing is habit stacking. So sometimes it can also be hard to remember to create a new habit, right? Because until it's installed, until it's installed as a habit for you, until it becomes an actual habit for you that's installed that you can do it without thinking about it, which are regular habits we do without thinking about it, it takes conscious recognition and conscious awareness to make us continue to do it. So, you know, what could make it easier for you to do it is to stack it to an already formed habit. For example, say you had the habit of drinking too much coffee and you want to drink more water. Maybe you could habit stack having a glass of water first thing in the morning before breakfast or before you brush your teeth or something like that. So if you eat breakfast every morning or brush your teeth every morning, you can habit stack that glass of water with that to help you remember to do it. And then eventually through repetition, you'll start to remember that habit and it will start to become unconscious, and then you'll start to do it without thinking about it. So yeah, it really depends. It also depends on your childhood conditioning and your programming. Some habits can be easier to create than others, but generally all negative habits are quite difficult to destroy. So that's why even if you can just start by focusing on incorporating a few more positive habits, and then sometimes it takes a little bit more work to destroy the negative ones. You know, you can start to minimize and again, don't try and go from having all these negative habits to not doing anything at all. So if you've got like a habit like, you know, smoking, for example, maybe just start by cutting down the amount of smokes you have per day. That's another thing that you can do if a habit is difficult to stop. Like just start to minimize the amount that you do it, and slowly it will get easier. As well as if you find that habit that gives you a habit that's positive, that gives you the same thing that negative habit does. Because our bodies love habits because they create them, because they give us that dopamine hit. They give us a dopamine hit of, you know, happiness and good chemicals. So we can get that in something else, then we're more likely to be able to remove it. So I'd love for you all to let me know in the comments what negative habits you have, and, you know, what positive habits you're wanting to create. And if you want to learn more about how to start creating positive habits, if you want to learn more about habit stacking or how to remove some of your habits, because some habits can be so strong that this work alone what I'm teaching you now alone doesn't work. And that's where the subconscious mind reprogramming can really be helpful. Because sometimes a habit is so deep rooted because it came from your childhood that in order to change it, you really do need to change it on a subconscious level. You need to rewire the conditioning that caused that program on a subconscious level. And that's why I include subconscious mind work in my program, because it's really, really important. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about habit stacking, creating new habits, removing negative habits, then feel free to comment below, or also check out my about, and down there I've got my Facebook details and my Facebook group for women called Anxiety Warriors with Zoe Jean. So feel free to check one of those out, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.